Hello, everyone, and welcome back to today's episode of Bloom in Blood, our vampire chronicle, right here on the Rolling Nomads. I'm your storyteller for tonight's chronicle, Gilbert Ramos, aka Ramos the Nomad. But that's not who you're here to see, so let's jump into who you're actually here to see, our players. And we have a guest, as you can see, but we'll get to that very shortly. We're going to do this in a little bit of a strange order. Usually I would do a counterclockwise, clockwise. I'm going to randomly pick and choose, kind of, in the same order, though. We're going to start off with Friday.
My god, again. I should be prepared for this, but I never am. But yet, I'm Abby. I'm your local Dene nerd. But tonight, I'm going to be your local Dene? Gargoyle Friday. You can find her in your local trunks. Batteries not included.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being here. Very excited to see what happens to Friday and, what goes on in the trunk of a Toyota Corolla. Jumping over to Kaida.
Hello, everyone. I'm Larissa Rave, and this evening I will be playing Kaida Arden, Phoenix's favorite Samitsi.
Bold. Very bold. But not entirely untrue at this point. Sick. Let's jump over to Lola.
Hi, I'm Luna, or Druid by Night. You can find me at Druid by Night on most social media platforms, including on Twitch, where I stream. And for this time zone, I will be playing one Lola Torres. Crash out incoming, probably.
We're getting closer, I guess. Interesting. Excellent. Jumping over to Remy.
Hello, this is Astra's VTuber, or Aster. I'm a composer, voice actor, musician, and writer that just loves playing TTRPGs with my friends. And tonight I'm been playing Remy, the Toreador, and I'm gonna be a little shit today. I'm just gonna say it again. It'll be cool. It'll be fun. It'll be great.
It's Remy calmly walking toward his friends in the midst of combat. Very excited to see what he strolls into. And last, but certainly not least, our guest, Dominic. If you kindly.
Yeah, my name is Edge, a survival or Edge the Nomad on various things. Today I'll be playing your Ventru, Bull God, Dominic Tolik.
Indeed, you will. Long time fans of Rolling Nomads will remember Dominic Tolik from a series that is no longer on the air, no longer on our YouTube, but we have Dom back, so that's very exciting. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into today's episode of Bloom in Blood. And we begin each episode as we always do, with a recap given by myself, because I have not assigned anybody this task yet, and it's too late in the season to do so. That would be cruel. So, last we left our coterie, they had gathered up the last bits of their downtime, accomplishing various tasks and things like that, and then gathered together at the sort of Anarch Resistance compound where Nathaniel and his crew resided. As it is the night of the transportation of these two mysterious packages. Outside of the Air Force base that resides in the Phoenix area, they are on their way. These packages are supposed to be on their way over to Tucson, but it doesn't seem like they're going to make it, as our coterie set up an ambush, a proper ambush, during the Halloween festivities. As the Second Inquisition sort of caravan was meant to be low-key, only consisting of 2 Toyota Corollas and a U-Haul, it didn't appear they were expecting our coterie. And indeed, the coterie worked hard to redirect them using the tech they have in the Anarch Resistance sort of compound to redirect traffic lights and redirect them into Old Town Scottsdale, into the Halloween festivities where people were drinking, having a small festival, and enjoying the holiday. Being surrounded by people and slowing their transport of these 2 packages, they pulled off into the side profile of an abandoned building, this sort of building that's under construction still, or perhaps not open, or perhaps even ready for demolition. But that is where our coterie struck. Kaida and Renee, I guess you could say now former Venture Primogen, are now striking at the SI, intent on getting these 2 boxes back. Meanwhile, Friday had snuck into the trunk of one of these Toyota Corollas and ready to go play Pop Goes the Weasel with a little more blood. Lola and Remy are on their way, knowing that there could be some violence, ready to stand with their coterie. That is where we left our coterie last, as Renee had cut into the side of the U-Haul, and Kaida was in horrid form, ready to strike at the men that were guarding these 3 vehicles. But that's not where we pick up now. We pick up not too far at all. Just above, actually. Overlooking all of this, on a rooftop, is a man in a mask. In the spirit of faith, though, it could be debated if that is just a man. In fact, it is heavily done so in these modern nights. Dominic Tolik, you've made your way to Phoenix. Renee has contacted you, letting you know that they're striking tonight. And down below, you can see, overlooking, they are carving into the U-Haul. You hear the sounds of metal against metal. You see the men readying their weapons. You are only 2 stories up. For a mortal man, this fall would break their legs, impact some organs. All of these things are inconsequential to you. You are not a mortal man. Dom, before we get into your actions in this moment, how do you find Phoenix and the situation you're in now, situation you're overlooking now? What is going through your head?
Phoenix. The dry air, the warm temperature. I mean, what better place for a sun god to be than the land of sun? But this right here, this commotion, it just looks like fun.
Indeed. You came here and you didn't come here without pushback. Some of your more higher up followers, the ones that are allowed to have a voice, never question you. Those voiced concern. Marcus has accompanied you tonight and is somewhere on the ground, mixing in with crowds, moving through the festivities, no doubt. But right now you're alone, on the roof. Are you going to watch this play out for a little bit? Or are you going to intervene now?
I'll pace on the roof, back and forth, watching, judging, see what plays out.
Understood. And you watch as one of your followers, one of your warriors, carves to the side of this U-Haul, splitting it, creating an opening. We pan from you into combat. Now I have this fancy little map here for everybody. Remy and Lola, your tokens are off to the side. You having to travel through the crowd and everything. Remy, we've already gone over how difficult that might be for you. Lola, you're kind of in the same spot as Remy, so you two would arrive around the same time frame. You guys can even meet up beforehand if you so choose. But the way combat works in Vampire the Masquerade is we deal with the immediate combatants first. Renee has carved into the side of this U-Haul, creating an opening. Kaida, you are alongside them. And you can see, as metal begins to peel back, as they open the side of the U-Haul, 2 men with guns reveal themselves. And ready their weapons at Renee.
Okay.
Immediate combatants first. Kaida, what would you like to do? What is your action?
Okay. The ones that have their guns pointed at Renee right now are the ones that are directly in front of her?
Yes. They are facing off, essentially. So, all the ones that are, to be incredibly clear,
Yeah.
guns are going to being pointed at both of you in all directions. If you would briefly describe for our guests as well, your horrid form, what Dom would be looking at, because Dom has seen Renee, has never seen Kaida, never seen this particular horrid form.
Yes. Who knows how long this stranger has been watching, but what he would have seen a little earlier on would be essentially a naked woman who was almost laying on the ground, and then her skin, the muscles underneath, bones shifting and cracking, and a symbol very similar to the one that's on my neck would have sort of formed in the flesh, and then bursting out from that would be a dragon, a full-on dragon with maybe a more serpentine-like body, entirety covered with eyes. And with that, she is now poised there. I think what I would like to do is soaring leap, although maybe I won't have to. The idea is that she would like to jump onto the van truck itself. And then as far as an attack, she's essentially going to like scoop at these individuals and attempt to throw them.
Excellent. So no route check to cause for the soaring leap, and no ability, no rolls to be made for the soaring leap in particular. Would you like to grab both of these individuals?
Yes.
Excellent. I would like a dexterity.
Okay.
Let's call this brawl.
Amazing. I have a specialty against kindred. Oh, they're humans. What the fuck am I talking about? Still excellent. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to rouse the blood.
I was going to say, you have the ability to rouse the blood.
Okay, we're good. We don't get hungrier. We are currently at 2 hunger. ST. I get to add 3 dice. Let's go! Okay. 7 on a crit.
7 on a crit. Easily enough. I'm going to move. You can feel free to move yourself on top of the truck.
Okay.
I will move these 2 with you.
Oh, I accidentally.
And you are intending to toss them, just kind of scoop them up and kind of toss them as you are landing, correct?
Yes, and essentially toss them away from Renee.
Indeed, indeed. What is your current dots and strength? Because I know you had some, obviously, with horde form and your flesh crafting and such.
Yes, I believe is at 4 now.
Easy enough. They're going to be tossed over into this location against the building. It is going to cause them some pretty decent harm. As well. Depicted in these tokens are individuals in SWAT and riot gear. As previously detailed, the ones that were not inside the U-Haul are in plain clothes. No armor. No, again, they were not expecting this. So this is rough for them. Kind of that is your action. Renee is going to continue to carve open and kind of dodging gunfire, so I'm going to make some rolls for Renee. Friday, you are the next closest combatant. If you'd like to go pop goes the weasel, or if you'd like to remain in here for whatever reason, it's entirely up to you.
Even if I wanted Friday to stay in that trunk, there's no way she's staying in that trunk. The moment she hears that corny, fake military blood in the cut, she is absolutely popping out. So the gentleman who is popping out of that car, Friday, simply is just going to pop up behind him, no obfuscation needed, and wrap her newly flesh-crafted claws around his throat and squeeze.
Excellent. Go ahead and give me popping out of the trunk. We've already seen we've already seen you've seen a lot of your abilities in action. Popping out of the trunk is not an issue. Grabbing him, he is running back in, getting into the car, ready to sort of extract and to pick up his companions. As you pop out, you can grab him. I'd like you to make a dex brawl, please. You can
Dex brawl.
And as a note as well, Um, as I've said before in these games as well, you can always choose to be like, well, maybe it's a strength brawl. I'm very open to interpretation of these attributes and skills.
It's Dex. I'm surprising this bitch.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 successes.
Let's go.
Excellent. So your intention is to just grab him and start squeezing, correct?
Yes, I want him to remember this. But he isn't. He's gonna be dead.
You do this, and you grab him by the throat, popping out. For him, for his side of things, his eyes are bulging. He is wide-eyed now, even far beyond the surprise, and is gasping for air, trying to reach for the sidearm, but can't quite find it. You get the sense, Friday, that this is not their A team. This is not their best. These are amateurs, at least the ones that are in plain clothes. For your, this is not going to kill him outright just yet, unless your next intention is to do so. But
Now that you mention, how young does he look?
probably around early to mid-20s.
Friday's gonna be grabbing him around the throat. She's gonna see how young and terrified he is, and as angry as she is. He wasn't the one who flushed out her den. Yes, he's trying to kill her friends right now, but he's got a whole life ahead of him. What proto-military bullshit? I think it's as simple as you've caught the mouse in your claws, but the mouse is big-eyed and watery and pleading for its life. So instead, Friday is gonna reach for his service weapon, crush it in her claws, and if possible, I want to throw him into the building to make him unconscious. But I also understand if that might kill him. We'll see.
I will get to your action, to that particular action on your next turn. But right now you have him, you have his service weapon, you've crushed his service weapon, and his esophagus is in your hands. So, I need to make some rolls for several individuals in this, both that we're aiming at Renee. Now that Kaida has moved, I'm going to ask... yeah, no worries. I'm going to give Kaida some extra... I'm going to increase my difficulty to hit Kaida, essentially, because they've Soaring Leap, a particular ability to get out of the way and sort of out of where they were aiming. So I will get with you, Kaida, in a second. But for now, Lola and Remy, I would like to know what you two are up to in the midst of this. You will arrive at the end of this round. You'll be coming into this combat, seeing what's about to happen.
Can I see at all, though? You said I'm seeing what's about to happen, but then am I already in view of things?
I would say, given that this is this area has no light in this particular area, it's low light because of the street lights and everything. I would ask for a wits and awareness.
Lola will activate Silence of Death and Unseen Passage, which, as I understand, is gonna be 2 rouse checks.
Silence of Death is free.
Oh, thank you. 1 rouse.
So just 1 rouse check.
We're all helping each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was also 3 successes.
3 successes. You can see gunfire, and in those flashes of light, you can see that the amount of gunfire that's happening does not match the sound. They're using suppressors. 2, you can see Kaida on top of this U-Haul, and you can see Renee take fire.
Okay. I will also use Silence of Death. But before I walk too close, I am going to essentially be behind a building to the side, kind of just perched up, or not perched up, but kind of like leaning against the building. And as soon as I get to see the action, I'm going to stop moving.
Understood. So hiding and waiting, Remy.
Essentially.
Lola.
Lola is going to see Remy slink off to the side and assess the situation herself. Would you like for me to roll wits and awareness as well?
Yes, please.
My wrath check was good, by the way. 7 on a crit or a messy crit. I rolled 3 crit die. 1 was a crit
Excellent.
die.
No regard for the messy crit. You can see what's happening. Same as Remy. You can see, again, that the gunfire does not match the sound. They're using suppressors. You, however, I think, Dom, how close to the edge of the building are you pacing?
If loud, I'll be pacing right on the edge.
Are you obfuscated?
No. But I would have silence of death.
Then I would ask you to describe what Lola sees pacing across the roof.
You will see an all-black figure dressed from black Air Forces to a black hoodie with a mask on. Kind of like a skeletal type mask. And he's just hooded up. Walking along the edge, back and forth.
Do I see... Renee looks like she's probably... My line of sight on them is probably blocked. I can, see they're there, but I can't really get details.
You can kind of get details, especially since the gunfire, a lot of it's pointed at Renee. Renee is taking fire. You can see as well, and this is for your information as well, Kaida, they have fired at Kaida. Where she was and where she is now have not hit Kaida yet. This is a lot, though, for everyone's knowledge. For Kaida and Friday in the thick of it, it is a little difficult. Maybe the sense of how much this is a bit blurred, because in the thick of things, you kind of don't really think too heavily about logistics. But for Remy, Lola, and Dom, this is a lot. This is a lot of lights. This is even with the suppressors, this is a lot of sound. And there is a festivity going on just down the street.
Okay. Do I see... I'm gonna ping one of the tokens. Do I see this... Hello? Or I will... The individual in the car directly... Yeah, that one.
Yes, you can see he is in his vehicle. Looks like he was having a cigarette while the rest of them were discussing what the fuck was going on and where they're going to reroute to. He is fishing in what looks like his passenger side seat or the center console or something and looking for something. But yes, you see him.
Oh. Well, that could be keys, that could be a gun, or that could be a radio. So what Lola's going to do is sprint up to the door, to the driver's side door, obfuscated. Then she's gonna break her obfuscate by knocking on the glass to get his attention. Do I catch his eyes?
I'm going to make a roll. As he looks up through the windshield, you can see past him what he was searching for was a sort of tablet device. And as he looks up to you, you do catch his eyes.
Can I activate mental maze?
Detail mental maze.
So rules is written. There is a verbal phrase with mental maze. You speak the words you cannot escape to their victim, and I would roll charisma plus obfuscate versus the target's wits and resolve. So if I need to get him to hear me, I have a backup.
He can hear you. It's just a windshield. It's a Toyota Corolla windshield.
Sick. In that case, she'll just say, hi, and then utter the words, there's no getting out of this one.
Go ahead and make your roll.
Okay.
You said for him it was wits and what?
Resolve. Yeah, I'll rouse. I get hungry. That's fine. All part of the plan.
In the midst of this combat as well, I would like to remind everybody, you can feel free to take half. If you'd like to, if you feel your dice pool is significant enough.
Okay. Yeah. Let me count up. 4, 6, 8. I feel like you say that because he rolled like dog shit. So no, I'll roll. Fuck it.
There's no reason to be cheeky. He did indeed roll like dog shit.
Oh, okay. In that case, yeah, I'll take half. I'll take 4. 4 of the 8.
Excellent. 4 of the 8, for 4 successes to his fucking 1 success. Detail mental maze. What happens to this poor bastard?
So, essentially, he cannot escape whatever enclosure he's in. So, being in a car, the car handle, the ignition would disappear from the dash, from the door. He's essentially stuck in this space. It will break if he is in danger. Like, immediate danger. But essentially, he's stuck in there.
Understood. Understood. Copy.
And that's essentially my action. I'm gonna kind of duck down, and keep an eye on things for now.
Understood. So, for everyone's knowledge, yes, Remy.
Yeah, just making sure my whole action, just to reiterate, my whole action is to get to a point where I can at least count out all of the agents in the area.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'll just be in the shadows while doing so.
Excellent. So yes, absolutely. You have free movement of your token, and the way vampire combat works, there's no like range of like you can move 30 feet, anything like that. Feel free to position yourself where you think you'll be able to get to. If it's a little far, if you're like up the building and like shaking hands with Dom, then yeah, we'll have a conversation. But for the most part, your range of movement is negligible in terms of like limitation.
If that's the case, maybe I'll just like continue past Lola. Like in the midst of the chaos, I don't know if they can't hear me, it's gonna be hard to immediately look at someone. So I'm just gonna be like aside from this, like to the side of this building to count out people.
Understood. Yes, moving up to the side of the building, kind of doing a little bit of a quick walk. You can count out there are 9 combatants.
Is it possible for an action to be made some sort of roll, like an insight roll, what's an insight or something like that, to see the frantic nature of the guard and whether or not they'll have reinforcements, or if it makes sense that they might have reinforcements?
I would allow you that roll. I will not give you the information until 1, depending on the roll, and then 2, until your turn comes up again in combat.
Sounds good.
So with that roll, hold on to that number. We move into our second round of combat. Dom, again, you've seen what's been going on so far. You're not in quite a combatant just yet. So when it comes to secondary combatants, you get into it and let me know what you'd like to do. For our people that are in the thick of it, Friday, Kaida, and now technically Lola. Your intent, please. Renee is going to move to go into the U-Haul in order to get some cover, and 2, deal with the larger threats.
These guys are on the ground that are next to the truck?
Yes, they were all sort of huddled up. One dude was, I'll ping this a little bit. This dude was in his car smoking. This dude was also in his car kind of just waiting to see what was going on. But most of everyone had spread out and was talking to the driver of the U-Haul, trying to get a plan going, and then before they return to their vehicles and get the caravan moving again. These 2 are on the ground. This guy here, inside the truck, in the driver's seat, fumbling for keys. These 2 are in the truck. They were firing at Renee. We're going to fire at you. You moved out of their position. Now there is gunfire inside the U-Haul.
Okay. So here's my intention. My intention is to actually move so I'm above where this man is sitting inside of his car, and I would like to essentially be using the claws of my horrid form and stab through the roof into his body.
Excellent. Now, in addition, just as a heads up as well, the way combat works in Vampire Rules is written. is once if you're making an action, you kind of forego your ability to dodge. Are you cool doing that as in so long as you get to stab this dude in the driver's seat?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for you, go ahead and let's call this thinking strength, kind of.
Okay.
And given that it's just your horde form, just your claws, I think strength and brawl once more. And
Okay.
of course, you may feel free to rouse the blood.
Thank you. Thank you.
This dude is not going to make a defensive roll against you, though. He doesn't know that he's in danger. He can't see through the roof. He is, however, going to make a roll to try to drive and get the package away. Whether or not that's successful, well, that depends. That remains to be seen.
Okay. Just making sure I have the right amount of dice. Okay. You know what? I am going to rouse the blood. Fuck it. Okay, we get hungrier. We are now at 3 hunger. Amazing. So good. But we get 3 dice. That is 10 on a crit.
Noted. 10 on a crit beats 4. What happens here, Kaida? This 10 to 4 is going to be a margin of 6. It's going to deal. And now your claws in particular are different than feral weapons, but
Okay.
you get a +2 to it as well. So there's a lot of up and down math about to happen right now.
Yeah.
So with a margin of 6, it would normally be reduced to 3. Plus the 2 is 5.
Mm-hmm.
5 damage dealt to this poor motherfucker. All right, where are you at? What is your health track? What are we doing here? Sick, dog. Okay. He has 5 health. So, Kaida,
Yes.
describe for us what happens here.
She, her body is this strange serpentine-like dragon. It skitters across the top of this truck, and she gets to the front portion. And what this man sees is just for a moment a dragon head dip down and to the side through the driver's side window and look at him. And her arm raises up and crashes down through the roof and slices into his body. Whatever she hits is what she hits. But yeah, she does so and then will pull back so that he
Understood.
bleeds out.
All of this happens in the effect he does not get to slam the gas. He has thrown it into drive and has hit the gas. So what happens here is as this poor man dies, it moves about 5 feet and is coasting slowly into the other car. Unless it's stopped ahead of time. But this man dies. The U-Haul is moving on a straight line. Depending on if it's gotten its alignment checked, it will continue to go on a straight line or it might curve off. Doesn't matter. Which causes Renee and the SI that are in the U-Haul to have some dice shenanigans happen to their stuff. So I'll deal with that while I ask Friday, what are you up to?
Said earlier, I am going to throw this young man, because Friday, look, she's got really high humanity, into those boxes, and hopefully he falls unconscious, because this is the one warning he's getting from Friday, to leave now.
Understood. Go ahead. You can kind of just toss him. I don't want to have you roll and have this kind of be your action if you'd like to go engage with others. So you pick where you toss him, rather than just eating him into the building. Just into these boxes, you say?
Oh yeah, very theatrically into those boxes, and Friday, I think, before she does that, still holding onto his esophagus, pulls him real close and says, "Get lost," and then tosses him.
You do this. A negligible action, Friday, so you have some movement and some action to do if you so choose, if you'd like to go engage with the two that are on the ground, that are now firing at Kaida, which I'm going to make some rolls for. But please.
Mama's in danger. Friday is going to glide over, jump on number 4 over here, and start ripping him to shreds. He has lost the mercy privilege.
I love to hear it.
Jumping on top of that guy?
Oh yeah, like a cat with curtains.
Okay, I'm going to move you back just so I can see him as well.
Oh, yeah.
But I will make note in my head that you are on top of that motherfucker. So I've rolled for the first. I'm gonna roll for the second. And we'll call the second this. Go ahead and give me your choice of strength or dex, and brawl.
Get him, Friday.
I'm going to do so good. I did too good. That's a crit. Alright.
Get him.
That is 3 successes on a critical.
3 successes on a critical. Excellent. So you are on top of this man. You've reduced him where he would have done some damage to Kaida. Gunfire goes past your head, Kaida, past your body, and you kind of snake around. And dealing with your messy crit now, your hunger rises. What does that bring you to?
4.
4. The beast is in your ear, Kaida, screeching, screaming. What a feast you've brought. Eat them. Tear them all. These are your enemies. I taught you better than this. Feast, girl, feast.
Yeah, I think it's the one time she does not argue with the beast in her head, and her maw opens up, and it's like a shark mouth in there. There are just rows and rows of teeth. And if she's allowed, she will just chomp on that nearest guy.
The man in the driver's seat?
No.
Down to the person on the ground.
On the ground, yeah. She essentially, like, her claws to the side of the truck, and she just launches her head forward, opens, and closes on his body.
Perfectly leads into his role, as he is unabated by Friday. He fires, kind of, and you go to open your maw, unhinging, and the rows of teeth exposed. He fires. These are normal bullets, though, and you are struck in the body. Bullets bounce off of this strange metal arm that you received long, long ago. But some bullets do find their purchase. You're going to take 2 superficial damage as the bullets strike.
Very quickly, I want to ask, what makes up your health tracker again?
Stamina +3.
Stamina +3. Okay. With the increase that has happened to my stamina, does that also increases my health? Okay,
It
so
sure
my
does.
health right now. Okay, quick math. So my health is at 9 currently, and I'm going to take. You said how many superficial?
2.
2. Okay. I hope I'm marking this off correctly. Okay.
So Friday, so to be clear in terms of what you've done here, you are on top of him. You are tearing into him. With the roll that he made against Kaida to try to fire, you guys matched up. I'm gonna rule that he doesn't get any bullets on Kaida. You are in the midst of being on top of him and start tearing into him. No damage dealt just yet, but you certainly have the opportunity here soon. That is Kaida, Friday, Renee, and Lola. You are technically in the midst of combat as well. You have put someone into a mental maze.
Okay. So I think what I want to do. Would you rule that interacting with the U-Haul, like opening the door and shutting off the ignition, would break obfuscate?
For unseen passage, I think it would, because I think, if I'm remembering correctly, I've seen obfuscated individuals, once they interact with doors and things like that, they break obfuscate. So unfortunately, yes. But you had to break obfuscate anyway to look
Right.
this man in the eye.
So that's fine. What I'm gonna do in this case, with the 2 individuals subdued and my guy going through it, I'm gonna just go to the U-Haul and shut it off.
Understood. So you run up to the, are you obfuscated again? Or are you keeping...
Just Silence of Death, but I did not activate Unseen Passage.
Not a problem. Silence of Death, you silently move up. We'll get to that. This individual was looking at Kaida. You are now in his direct line of sight. He has 2 combatants now to deal with. But you go reach in and kind of just easily enough kind of reach in hit the brake and turn the U-Haul's key ignition out and put it back in park.
If I can, I'll back up to get in front, just to put something between me and the guy that's looking at Kaida. But other than that, that's my action.
I'll allow it, because really, I'll allow it if you forego taking the key of the ignition, because the obviously the way cars work, you can hit a brake and then move it into park, and then that's it. That's how you stop the vehicle.
Oh no, I'm taking the keys.
Then I need you back over by the door.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's my action.
Understood. That brings us to Remy and Dom. Let's start with Remy, as you were seeing and witnessing things, and the result of your insight roll.
5 on a crit.
5 on a crit. So to give you information before you decide to make your action, these individuals were not in direct contact, it doesn't look like. Otherwise, they would have had people on the phone already. Someone was already fishing for a tablet and didn't have it at the ready. Again, these are kind of look like amateurs. These are their C team, maybe. The two in the U-Haul sound like they're dealing with Renee, and it sounds like they're giving them not a run for their money, but giving them some fight. But everybody else seems like they were just drivers or, a rounded up security detail. And it doesn't look like they have people at the ready to meet them here. This isn't even their normal route that they were supposed to go. So you think that for the time being, this is it?
Okay. If that is the case, I will kind of, being in the shadows and kind of where everything is, I think I'm going to... You said that these guys were shooting at Renee and Kaida, correct?
Correct.
If that is the case, if I move here, just a little bit outside of the shadows, would you say that I am around all of their peripheral vision? All the remaining ones?
I
But
would
still
say
in the shadow.
So these two here are in the truck. I would say
Yes.
you need to be a little... To be still... This whole area, I say as if you can see the highlight I'm doing, up to about
If you
here
hold... Okay.
is where light starts to creep in. So if you want to move right here, because these two have the benefit of the U-Haul being in between you and them.
Well, I don't need them to actually see me in like my form. I just need to be in their line of sight, in the sense that I could be in the shadows and it'll still work. Is essentially what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. I would have you move up maybe here.
Like here?
Or, yeah. One forward, one back. It doesn't either way. One's that's good.
But then if I was like here, then I could affect everybody but the people inside the U-Haul, is what I'm saying?
Yes.
Is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just be here. Renee can deal with those. I would like to use Fata Morgana
Detail
on every single SI agent that I can see, or that could see me, essentially.
Detail Fata Morgana.
I will be creating a hallucination that in their vicinity that they can see, hear, feel, and smell. So 4 senses out of the 5, because they don't need to taste anything. But essentially, I will make a difficulty roll, a manipulation and obfuscate roll against the difficulty of 1 plus the number of senses. So this would be a difficulty 5. And I'm gonna have them all hallucinate the trembling earthquake where large orchids of flesh and blood rise out of everywhere around them, and the blooms, the orchids kind of open up with teeth, and it basically surrounds the entire area, and the blood is dripping and flowing across. And they could smell both the sweetness of the orchid and like the fetid nature of the rotting blood that's coming out of it, kind of overwhelming their senses.
Excellent.
as they can also hear the screeching of all of these plants at the same time.
So hitting. So I have a list of senses, so we can count this up: sight, sound, feeling,
Yes.
smell.
And smell. Yes.
Excellent.
4.
So and just so you're aware as well, I misspoke. Because this dude got thrown into the back and has the two vehicles between you, you wouldn't affect him, but he's been thrown into these cardboard boxes.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay, so you're hitting.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Everybody
5,
else.
essentially, I think. Or maybe 4. Yeah, the 4 that are still around.
4.
Yeah.
Yes. And then Dom, I saw you move down. So while Remy's doing that, what is your action? Because to see if I even need to roll for these two down here.
But yeah, I'll go ahead and activate prowess, which is a rouse check, which was a success. And if you allow me to, I would like to grab SI number 3 and theoretically try to kill 2 birds with 1 stone and swing and slam him into the other SI going into the brick wall.
Understood. Activating prowess, rouse check, it was a success. You remain at 1 hunger. For you, just slamming him into his companion against the wall.
Yeah, as hard as I can.
Give me strength and brawl. And with prowess, I believe you're adding your
Potence.
potent stats, correct?
Yeah, to my damage value.
Okay, I'm gonna deal with. Hold on to your roll 1 second, Remy. I'm gonna deal with that first because that might not even be. Those two might not even be individually need to roll for. Yes.
I would like to point out they cannot roll for it unless they have a reason to suspect it to be fake. Humans cannot roll for Fata Morgana. They just hallucinate.
I will go fuck myself. I will roll a dexterity athletics against Dominic, and that is all. Fire, dog. Damn. Okay. Going back to your intro, saying you're gonna be a little shit. All right, touche.
I love it in this house.
Also, it was 8
I love this
successes on that.
house. These are art gays.
What you
How
got?
do
For Dom?
crits work again?
So if you have 2, are you using vampire dice or regular dice?
Vampire dice.
So the 2, the onks with the stars.
I have a crit.
If you have 2 of those, it's 4. It's 4 successes.
Okay, cool. 8.
Jesus Christ. Okay, let's
8 on a crit. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not. This isn't a bad pool for them. You said 8?
Yes.
Understood. So, grabbing the one on the SI3, slamming him into SI2 against the wall. 8 to his 3. That's 5 margin of 5, and this is technically superficial damage, correct?
No, I have lethal body, which is passive, so aggravated.
Total
Total will be 10 aggravated damage.
I will go fuck myself, and so will they. Detail what happens, Dom.
Yeah. You just see this figure drop down below from the ledge, right in between the 2 SIs as he, clasps the chest of the one on his left, swinging him into a half circle into the SI on his right, collapsing them against the wall.
Remy, Kaida, and Friday, you can most clearly see this. As Lily, you're kind of have the U-Haul between you, and you just hear a sickening thud and the sound of meat hitting meat against brick. Again, Friday, Kaida, and Remy can see what has caused the sound. Lola cannot. Remy, your Fata Morgana.
Is it?
Yes, please.
Sorry. Is it possible to just retcon me just walking up instead? Like that? Like back into where you told me that everybody can see me?
Yeah, by all means.
So yeah, I'll make sure the U-Haul guys also see like vines and stuff, bloodied vines, creeping up
Sure.
the U-Haul.
Excellent. So we have 1, 2, 3. This brings a strange question. Lola, the individual in that car is affected by mental maze. Can he still see outside of the vehicle, or is he just
I believe his range of vision is limited to the inside of the car.
inside of the vehicle? Okay, so the two in the U-Haul witness this, witness the Fata Morgana. The other guy's trying to get out of the car, struggling and sort of clawing at the windows. Remy, Fata Morgana, mechanically speaking, what does this do for them? They're just this limits dice pools, or
So they essentially right now, the hallucination. Let me see. It just says that they just hallucinate. But essentially, I'm creating something that forces them to have to react a different way. But any attempt to interact with the hallucination will cause it to lapse, so that everyone present may be aware that of its unreal nature. But besides that, essentially they just see things around them that may or may not cause a frenzy or a similar reaction in the sense.
understood. Good to know. Friday, the individual that you are on top of begins to freak the fuck out. Not just because of your clawing, but now he's also reaching up and trying to fire a sidearm at empty space on the concrete and the asphalt. That brings us. Did I miss anybody? Did I miss anybody or anything? I think we're into our third round of combat. Everyone is a combatant. So, let's begin. We'll keep in this same sort of this turn order, but I would like to, if there's an interaction that you guys have that might be interesting or that might interact with one another, feel free to cut me off or politely cut each other off and let each other know. But we'll keep with this sort of turn order, beginning with Friday and Kaida. What are your
Respectfully, this man is shooting the air.
Yes.
Friday is going to... You know that feeling when a cat jumps off your lap and uses you as a springboard? That's what Friday's doing, but with this man. She's going to springboard off him to the U-Haul with the boxes. And I'm going to, I guess, for lack of a better term, hold my action. Because Friday's ready to help start moving out these boxes. She doesn't like being here. This is a little too #real for her.
Understood. You move in, and what you see, Friday, is Renee has lost one of their swords, embedded into one of the SI agents. It's wedged into what looks like body armor. These individuals look like they're a little more heavily armored. They look a little more grizzled. And they have Renee down into a corner. It looks like rounds ready to be released. Renee is bleeding and looks feral, is the best way I can put it. What would you like to do?
Oh man. Don't want to meta-knowledge this, 'cause freaked out one guy and he's going nuts. I'm assuming Friday would assume Lola has something to do with that, or maybe Nick, wherever the hell he is. As much as it sucks, Renee does need the help. So Friday is going to jump onto SI9 and cover his eyes with her little claws.
Understood. Give me strength. Again, your choice of strength in Brawl or Dex in Brawl. Kaida.
Now, I have a question for you, ST, because I know some STs do things a little differently. I am a blood leech. I am currently at hunger 4. You said Renee is bleeding. Does that affect me? Does that send me into a frenzy?
Not at the current.
Okay.
And as of right now, for everyone's knowledge, and I'll keep this in for the viewers as well, although for everyone's knowledge, predator types are your preferred hunting method. Just because Kaida's a blood leech doesn't mean that Kaida can't drink from a blood bag or from a mortal. It's just a preference. It's a big preference. Vampires are creatures of habit, and it's very difficult to break. in this moment, if you were to frenzy, the closest source of blood is the SI that you were about to chomp on. And as far as the smell of Renee's vitae and the scent of that, contained relatively for the most part within the U-Haul until you get closer to the openings that are being made. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, you're good for now.
Okay, cool. So then I'm going to deal with the man in front of me, who is acting strangely because they are also under some sort of mental anguish. And I am going to take a big old chomp on this man.
He is in the midst of firing. He is going to try to fire at you. I'm going to reduce his dice pool as he's kind of spraying and praying because of Remy's hallucinations.
Okay. What would you like me to roll for bite?
For
Is that a
bite,
strength
it is
roll?
a strengthened roll.
Okay. Do I test the waters and do a rouse check?
I'll remind everyone that you can, of course, take half.
I'm gonna rouse. We are successful. Okay. Whew. Amazing. And I'm doing strength brawl. Yes. Okay.
While you roll this, hold on to your number. Friday, what was the result of yours?
4 successes.
Is your intention just to cover his eyes, or are you going to try to cause harm?
Just to cover his eyes. Friday's a little squeamish about it. She definitely, she's like, give me the claws, but now that she's actually got them in her hand, she's like, okay, maybe I can't really do this.
You leap past his companion, you cover, moving behind him, and you kind of cover his eyes. The nails are digging in, ready, Friday, and you hold back. His companion is going to turn to you and maybe cause a problem. Maybe not, though, because you're on the back of his friend, so this is going to be a little interesting for him. But you have successfully sort of covered this man's eyes and blinded him for the time being. Kaida, the result of your roll.
I rolled really well, 14 on a crit.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
I swear on my fucking life, dog.
Hard for him, baby!
Literally 3 crits, like 3 sets of crits, and then So we fucked around and found out.
As I said earlier, you can always feel free to take half. He rolled a 2. Excellent. So, without even doing math, I'm not even going to bother doing the math. It's fuck it. You know what? For the sake of the viewers, because I know I'll get called out on it. It's a margin of fucking 12. Even if it was superficial damage, even if with superficial damage, halved is 6. His health pool is 5. Detail to me what happens. Kaida, are you going to chomp down on this man and drain him?
Yes. What you see, what everyone can see, is this dragon-like body open up like a Venus flytrap. From the bottom jaw, unhinges and down its body and closes around this man like an Iron Maiden.
So concerned was he with the flowers that were not there, the flowers that sprouted from the asphalt, he did not deal with the flower that was atop the U-Haul. And as you crane your body over, are you staying on top of the U-Haul?
Yeah, I have essentially like my hind legs, the claws of the hind legs dug into the roof. Anyone in the truck would hear the like of her claws digging into it.
And you eliminate this amateur SI agent. Draining him is going to take time. It will take up into the end of your next turn if you'd like to slake hunger, unless you have something like brutal feed.
I do not have brutal feed.
Okay. You can feel free to enjoy your meal or release him. But yes, we'll get into the results of slaking your hunger on your next turn. So we have Friday, we have Kaida. Going into this, let's have Lola, and then we'll do Remy and Dom.
Okay, so can I like kind of lean over and see that Friday may about to be fired on?
Within like poking your head into the U-Haul, the torn open side of it. Yeah, SI8. Because you left SI4 Friday, right? Just kind of just on the ground freaking out. Cool. Yeah, SI8 is ready to fire at Friday.
Is his back to me?
His back is to you.
With Silence of Death, I'm gonna sneak up on him and stab. And let me. Would you, if I do it calculatedly, could I ask for composure?
I would say with an SI agent behind you, with the SI agent ready to fire at Friday, if you'd like to try to roll composure, what are you hoping for? Just a composure melee?
Yes.
I think that's perfectly fine.
Okay. I'm not gonna do a called shot, even though I really want to. So yeah, but I will rouse.
I would actually like to reflavor a little bit here, where the guy that I chomped on before he gets chomped on, what he sees isn't actually Kaido. What he sees is one of the orchids in the hallucination that Remy has caused sprout up behind him and open up and wrap around him with teeth.
It's this man's final moments. We can absolutely retcon that. I like that.
Yeah.
Can I not retcon because I haven't done the action yet? But can I change my action
What would
to
you like
instead
to
of
do?
stab, bite?
You want to bite?
Yes.
Huh. Interesting. Let me check something real quick.
Oh no.
Because I've described these individuals as a little more armored, a little more let me see if their armor has the neck coverings. They don't.
All right. Then we're good. So composure brawl.
Composure brawl.
Thank you.
While this is going on, hold on to your roll, Lola. Let's jump over to Remy and Dom. And I'm gonna go ahead and move SI1 as he was tossed into the boxes, and he is now not necessarily a non-combatant, but sort of outside of the range of combat. You see him running toward the car. Well, Dom would. I apologize, Remy. You don't have the viewpoint of that. So, Dom and Remy, what are you guys up to?
I'll let you go for it first, if you want.
Yeah. I see SI1 run towards the car. I guess I would intervene on that. Don't know who left you alive. I mean, I do, but why? And I will, I will use, let me see here, a celerity, unseen strike.
Detail unseen strike.
See, unseen strike is 2 rouse checks. It allows me to disappear, then reappear to surprise attack an enemy. On a success, that's what it allows me to do. On a fail, it follows the same attack / movement as blink.
Understood. Go ahead and give me those 2 rouse checks, and then the roll for unseen strike.
It says here, Dex and celerity against wits and awareness.
It sure does. So go ahead and give me your 2 rouse checks. Let me know what your hunger is.
Yeah, 1 success, 1 fail. So hunger
Okay.
2.
Hunger 2.
Let me
He's
see
not in
here.
your ear just yet, Dom. But you can feel her waking up.
I love company.
While you roll, Remy, is there anything you'd like to accomplish?
Yeah. SI7. Do I see him just being in the car, not really doing anything?
Freaking out. It's not a particularly cold night in Phoenix just yet. It's late October. So there's no like fog covering or anything like that. He's just clawing at the windshield and the glass on the side of the doors, looking for an exit that is clearly right in front of him.
So, I took some time to read Mental Maze. It says that the power ends if the environment becomes dangerous. Unless the vampire has Terminal Decree. Does Lola have Terminal Decree?
No.
Okay. So if that is the case, I'm going to slowly walk towards the car, and I'm going to pull down the windshield, and I'm going to use Lethal Body, and I'm going to pluck his heart out.
Give me strength and brawl.
I'm going to rouse the blood for this. I get hungrier. 6.
Did I mention I love it in this fucking house? I love it here. I love where we live.
All right. So hold on to your roll. We'll go back again because I've rolled for everybody's defenses. Starting with Lola, what was the result of your roll? You're muted.
Muted.
It's really bad, but I have a question. With Sounds of Death, could I potentially add my Dotson stealth since I'm sneaking up on him?
No, because I've reduced his dice pool.
Okay. And was it reduced because of the hallucinations as well?
He was unaffected by the hallucinations.
I thought he was. Okay, that's my mistake then. In that
He's
case,
in
it's
the
2 with the Hanging Bestial.
2 the Hanging Bestial. So you interesting. You go to feed on this individual. You go to chomp down with the bestial. Let's do something fun.
Fun for us or fun for you?
Fun for the whole family.
Oh my god.
Lola.
Yeah.
2 to 2. We have a bestial. Something clicks in your head as he turns and kind of shoves you away. You're still in the U-Haul. You're still in range, but you've successfully turned attention away from Friday. But something clicks, and you get angry because Bianca was with you. Where the fuck did she go? She could have helped Friday. She could have been in this combat. Where did she go? You are suffering the compulsion of harm. You will perform all actions at a 2 dice penalty that do not immediately result in someone or something getting harmed. The compulsion ends when the vampire incapacitates, destroys, or drives away a target. Yeah. So you must cause harm. You're pissed. And he's readying his firearm at you now. That is your action. He's already... he hasn't made his action yet. But I'm going to do so now. Well, no, he made his action to defend. We're good. Going back over to Dom. You had the result of your roll.
6 with a crit.
Certainly beats his 2. 2s and 1s for me today, baby. That's all. So
yeah.
You want to, you said 6 with a crit?
Yep.
The 3 margin of 3. You want to pluck out this man's heart.
No. I'm using unseen attack.
Yes, you wanted to use unseen strike.
Yeah. Unseen strike.
Remy was the one who wanted to take out the guy's heart. The other guy's heart.
Apologies. There's so much violence going on, guys. I apologize.
That's fine. It's okay.
So, with a margin of 3, you're going to cause... And you have lethal body active.
So, question. Do I roll for an attack, or is this both the attack and movement?
This would be your attack.
Okay.
Your movement is kind of as at a given. So the margin of 3, you're going to deal 3. This is aggravated damage because you have lethal body active, correct?
Yes. 3. So 8.
Yeah, because you have all of this other shit. You want to just you don't have to do the math. List off everything you'd like that you have, so that we can be honest with our totality.
Yeah. There's the margin of 3 from unseen strike, and then potence is at 5. With that, I activated previously prowess, and my passive is lethal body. Prowess allows me to add my potence level to the damage value, which is another 5, so 5, 6, 7, 8. Aggravated from lethal body.
And look at you saying you didn't remember how to do any of this. Complete fucking overkill. Detail what happens here, Dom.
So yeah, you see Dom by the building one minute, and then the next second he disappears, and he's right behind the SI agent by the car. And it's just a quick, simple strike to the face. You know, maybe it broke his neck. I don't know, but he's dead. So
Indeed, it's a quick jab almost, Dom, and you can recall your style of fighting is not it's not that Marcus disapproves. It's just that his old lord used his sword. But you haven't taken that up, I don't think. And you strike and it breaks his neck as he slams against the car and falls at your feet dead. Going over to let's see, Remy. You were hoping to take out this man's heart.
Yeah, so I aroused the blood. I got hungrier. I'm at 3 hunger. And I also got 9 on a messy crit.
9 on a messy crit. So, with him, I rolled a 5. I don't know why, but that's a margin of 4. You don't have potence or prowess or anything crazy, correct?
I do have potence.
Oh my god. What the fuck
And
kind
it
of
is lethal
monsters
body.
did y'all build?
Yeah, and it is ag damage, so there's that.
Crazy.
But I only have a potence of 1.
I said, like, hey, this is going to be a highly political game. And you guys said, we're building demons.
It was political. Lethal body is political. I will point out.
Listen, you said it's time for war. We came for war. So
A margin of 4 plus the 1 of your potence with lethal body. That's 5. That's his health value. All of the amateurs had health value 5. Detail what happens. You want to detail, please.
Oh, so with lethal body, I assumed Remy is going to slowly roll up his sleeve, and then just with the fingers going through the skin and cracking bone, just grab into his heart. And I think with a messy critical, he just squeezes a little bit too hard, and it just pops within him, as the thing that I pull out is basically mush.
You are at 3 hunger, correct?
Yes.
The messy critical with getting this close to the blood. You've never sampled SI agent, Remy. You're going to raise your hunger by 1 more. You're at 4 hunger. And the voice in your ear, unfamiliar, unremembered, speaks and says, just a taste. Just a small taste. No one has to know. Everyone else is preoccupied. It might be mundane, but it'll be our little secret.
Doesn't have to be a secret at all. And I'm just going to taste the heart. Drink straight from the tap, I would say, specifically.
Excellent. SI7 is dead. That leaves 8 and 9 and 4, who's freaking out on the ground. We enter into what is the 4th round of combat. So, with our combatants, I'm going to begin in a little bit different order because of the direction combat has taken. Lola and Friday, you are in direct combat. What are your intentions? 9 is going to try to shake you off, Friday. 8 is going to try to shoot you, Lola.
Lola's just going to go from being cold, calculated, and stealthy to full-on pouncing on the person in front of her. I'm just a feral little guy, and I'm mad about it.
Understood. Pouncing on him, he's going to try to take aim and fire. So go ahead, and this is an opposed act. This is two actions opposed against one another. So go ahead and give me your choice of strength or dex and brawl.
Okay, I'll rouse.
And then Friday,
Okay.
what is your intention?
Friday's still a little shaken from seeing that young man's genuine fear. And admittedly, it would have been nice to see Renee suffer a little bit. Friday is, I think, more of the beast taking over. It is very much I need to survive. I need to make sure that I get out of this alive to see another night. She's going to dig her claws in, and it's worth mentioning that Friday has effortless potence. And what that means is that she has access to level 1 of potence, which means she's got, as I double check, she's got lethal body. She's crushing this man like a grape. And it is accidental.
Give me a strength and brawl.
Strength and brawl can do, Chief. God damn, that's a lot of dice. Thanks, Kaida. 3, 4,
Welcome.
5, 6. 6.
Okay, we're getting into the weeds. So, before we move over to those that are kind of not necessarily out of combat, but not in direct combat, Lola, the result of your roll.
Muted.
God damn it, I muted twice. 3.
3. 6 on a crit.
Ow. Okay.
So, the margin of 3. However, this is not incendiary rounds. These are not Dragon's Breath. This is bullets. This is what looks like a shotgun of some sort. And fires. With a margin of 3, having for superficial. So, Lola, you're going to take 2 superficial damage.
Okay.
It is not incendiary, no fire, anything like that. But it does sure hurt as the blast from the shotgun impacts your stomach, and he takes a step closer. He's not an amateur. Friday, the result of your roll.
He has 6 successes. This man's getting crushed like a hot little grape.
4 successes. So the margin of 2, what is your potence for lethal body?
1.
So 3 damage. Anything else I should know about that would modify damage? Oh, you have your because that also
big
gives you damage.
claws.
So cool.
Yep. 2 extra.
2, 3, 5. So 5. Okay. Not an amateur. Doesn't kill him outright. You are crushing his skull. Yeah, not an amateur. Doesn't kill him outright. I'm going to go ahead and mark this down. I'll move you for a second. And just write that there. Okay. Oh, I have the number lock off. There we go. Write that there for our viewers to see how much is left. And it will remain a mystery to our players. Until which time. Excellent. So, you are crushing his skull. He's screaming. He's unable to get you off. Renee is now up and sort of watching. It is worth noting that Lola, Friday, you see the boxes. They are chained down to the floor of the U-Haul, and with cargo straps across the top. They look like just wooden boxes, like shipping containers almost, just very long, thin, barely able to fit into the back of the U-Haul. There was sort of makeshift seating in this place for these 2 guards to sit. Renee is crouched by the boxes and now stands, one sword in hand, and is going to strike. But we'll get to their reaction, or their actions, very shortly. Going over to Kaida, Remy, and Dom. What are your intentions? And to make things easier, I'll just, to prevent politeness Olympics, I'll go with Kaida first.
Okay. So, question. If I were to drain this man in his entirety, that would take my whole turn.
Yes. Even if you drain him in his entirety, it's going to take you longer than that. Slaking hunger takes time. It's I'm a sucker for rules as written. It takes time.
You're fine. Yeah.
So you can slake 2 points of hunger. We'll say if you just continue to feed at the end of this till the end of this round. If you forego your turn, essentially, if you just want to keep feeding.
Okay, so what Kaida is going to do is, in fact, only take away essentially 1 hunger.
Then you have
Right,
an
so
action this turn.
So she'll be set at 3. Okay. I assume I can hear what's happening sort of within the U-Haul. Yes?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Over the shotgun blast, yeah.
Okay.
Hard to put
Okay.
a suppressor on a shotgun.
Yeah. The moment I hear the shotgun goes off, that's when she releases this body, and she essentially slams down onto the floor. So she's no longer on top of the truck, and is looking within. And how close does this put the SI that's entangled with Lola? So I would essentially be here or here, essentially on top of that man's body. But I'm gonna move over so you can still see him.
Yeah, he's still alive, by the way. He's firing at flowers that are not there. Yeah, so you're peering into the opening that has been made on this side of the U-Haul is pretty large. So you can see everything going on in here.
Okay. At the end of the day, Kaida is a mother and she sees her daughter being attacked. So she is going to essentially reach into the U-Haul and grab this man around the waist and she's going to essentially grapple him in place with her claw. And her eyes will meet Lola's. And even though she cannot communicate in this form, it is a very clear message of, I am not going to take this kill from you, but you will kill him. And she just holds him in place for her.
Hold him in place for Lola. Understood.
Mm-hmm.
I would like a strength and brawl.
Okay.
You can feel free to take half, because, as well, he's already made his action against the combatants within the U-Haul.
Okay. So, okay.
No, essentially, there's no roll really necessary, but just if you want to take half, or you can roll to see, like, how much of a grip you have on him, what he would need to essentially beat later on.
I'll roll just so that to see what he needs to beat if he wants to try to wiggle out.
Okay. While that goes on, hold on to your number whenever you have it. Let's go over to Remy and Dom. And again, to keep politeness Olympics, we'll start with Remy. Are you continuing to... Well, you are feeding from a heart. Difficult to take more than really 1 hunger from the heart.
Yeah. As soon as I get, like, a little bit, probably just take a dot of hunger off, so I'll be at 3 hunger, and immediately just drop whatever mush I still have in my hand, and I'm gonna just, with my action, take a handkerchief out of my coat and just wipe my hand and mouth as the combat is still going.
Is that your action?
Yeah, that's my action.
I love it. Going over to you, Dom.
Yeah. SI4. Is that the one that's grappled, or is that that one's still free?
He's on the ground, still free, firing at orchids, and now sort of is a danger to himself and others because he's kind of firing wildly. He's taken out a combat knife as he's kind of run out of ammunition in the sand gun, and is trying to slice at things that are not there. He could slice Kaida if Kaida was like close enough and in range.
Okay, yeah, I'll make my way over to that one and yeah, strike him.
Is this unseen strike again, or are you just simple? This is a simple walk up and
just a simple
punch.
walk and punch. Yeah, keep
Strike
it
and brawl,
simple,
please.
All the eyes on that side of Kaida's body move and look at him when he comes over.
You are being watched, Dom.
I give a wink as I strike. 7 successes.
A margin of 3 to his 4 with lethal body. This man is still an amateur. Detail what happens here.
Yeah, just another quick jab to the face, neck, and a simple collapse from the body. Yeah.
Kadi, you witnessed this figure kill this man quickly, carefully, nonchalantly, ending a man's life. And it's difficult to see behind the mask, but you don't think that this is really an uncommon occurrence, to say the very least. So we have Remy, we have Dom, Lola, we have Friday. Kaida, your roll for the grapple.
7.
7. Excellent. What I think will be our final round of combat, gang. As Friday, let's begin with Friday, and yeah, let's start with Friday. We'll go one by one. Make this easy. Friday, you have this man. You're crushing his head. He's gonna try to shake you off. You gonna keep crushing?
Absolutely, she's panicking right now.
Strength and brawl, please.
Strength and brawl can do, Chief. Hope you rolled well. That is a 5 on a critical.
Not well enough. So, a margin of 1 plus your potence plus the 2 extra that you had. He had 3 health left. That would be 4 damage. Detail what happens here, Friday.
It is absolutely unconscious. Friday, I think, is just willing Renee, stab him already, get it over with, knock him out, do something, and she's just squeezing and squeezing. There is a horrible sound that your vertebrae, particularly your skull, makes when it is opened and exposed to the air. It sounds like crow. There's going to be that sound as Friday is collapsed to the floor, along with this man's body covered in his blood. She doesn't even realize that he's dead before the smell's coming in. She's looking at Renee. The boxes. All right, the boxes. We need to get the boxes. Can we go? Are we going? The boxes.
And you see Renee slice at the cargo straps as well as the chains, freeing the boxes ready to be moved. We move over as one last SI stands. Move this guy, kill that guy, put Friday back. SI8. Kaida has him grappled. I'm going to roll. He's going to try to get at Kaida's grapple. But what is your intention, Lola?
Lola's going through the whole range of emotions because she was about to put on the baby doll eyes, and then she locked eyes with Kaida and got that kind of affirmation of become the killer you wish to see in the world. So she's going to simply stand up, because I imagine she got knocked on her ass from the shotgun. She's going to stand up and kind of, without even brushing herself off, just go up to this person. And yank at anything that can be remotely exposed, a wrist, his neck, a shoulder.
You can see Renee has caused damage here to his armor. The fight that was going on before you guys entered the U-Haul. There is bits of cloth, there's blood streaming from the chest, as well as a tear in some of the neck. You may grab. This is a strength and brawl, I believe. If you're trying to bite?
Yes.
Go ahead and give me strength and brawl.
I get hungrier, but that's fine. I'm at 4 hunger. 4 successes.
With the damage that was done to him before, with his margin, or rather with your margin of 2, detail what happens here. Lola, you're going to end this final Second Inquisition agent's life.
Lola was trying to be calculated this entire encounter, but upon realizing that others never came, and she got shot, which is not something she expected to happen tonight, and with Kaida's guidance, going to, I would say in her mind she walks up, but I think instead she just kind of stands up and leaps at this person and tears at whatever cloth is exposing any skin, and unceremoniously just drain this individual.
You do this, and you begin to drink. A vehicle pulls up, Brittany. As combat comes to a close, a large white pickup truck honks once very quickly, very succinctly. The windows are rolled down and you can see Bianca in the driver's side seat. And she looks on with horror at the scene that you have all created. She pulls back around into the same path that the U-Hauls and the Corollas took to regroup with all of you. And we will see the result of this end of combat after our break. We'll see you all very shortly.
When I first came to this country, I had nothing.
Have you come to kill me?
I am simply descended from survivors, and I always survive.
Life doesn't stop when you die. My blood is not welcome in Camarilla cities.
Did you love your mother?
Dearly.
I did too. I'm not a fan of father.
Crying takes more breath. I've learned that the hard way.
Fuck, Roman. Fuck.
Everyone has a voice in my Phoenix. And welcome back. We hope you enjoyed your break. We certainly enjoyed ours. We rejoin our Coterie +1 in this bloodbath that has been created. Now, you all have a moment, and Bianca is waiting for all of you to load up so that you can all make your escape. But you do have one mystery to solve. This gentleman that stands with you now. I'll turn the scene over to all of you as you decide how to handle the cleanup, the extraction, so on and so forth.
I'm going to, while kind of at the very end of me wiping my hands, I'm just going to toss the handkerchief onto the guy's face as I walk over and just... Now, I assume that you're not just some random bystander that decided to help out.
No, I'm not.
My name's Remy.
Remy, I think I've heard about you. Don't remember. Nice to meet you. I'll extend my hand to shake.
And your name? And I'll also extend my hand out.
Dominic Tolik. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you as well. But let's do the chit-chatting elsewhere. We need to move all three of these vehicles.
Renee is offloading the boxes out of the U-Haul, trying to move quickly. And upon seeing you, Dominic, they drop to a knee, ignoring their task at hand. And they simply say, "My lord."
Well, this isn't the time for all that. It is. Come, let's load these coffins up. Let's go.
Kaida, in the midst of that little brief interaction happening, simply sort of sees Lola and Friday, and just with like a nod of her head towards Lola to Friday, like help her, because I'm sure it's very visible that Friday's in a state. And then Kaida is going to go and start collecting all the bodies in this horrid form and throwing them into the U-Haul truck through that gaping hole that's in it. Yeah.
Understood.
We're gonna need 2 drivers, both for the small ones, the Camrys. Or is it Camrys or Corollas?
Corollas.
Corollas. We're gonna need 2 drivers, both for the 2 Corollas. And I'll handle the U-Haul. And I have the earpiece to the Anarchs, right?
Yes, and as a quick note, Kaida, horde form lasts a scene unless voluntarily ended sooner. So as we enter a new scene, you can revert if you so choose.
She's essentially going to throw the bodies in, sort of using the extra strength that she has to collect more than one body and then toss it in, and then she will revert.
Understood. Remy, you were contacting the Anarchs.
Yeah. In the middle of that, I'll just be like, right, we're gonna have to work together on this one. You see the U-Haul right now, right?
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm gonna point at the headset, and I need someone to work.
Operation.
I need someone to work on the traffic cams.
You hear a
Loop them or
voice
whatnot.
over and just says, I got you. You want to fill me on what the fuck happened?
They got violent, and we got violent. But let's clean up
Bianca,
first.
This whole time is trying to help. But with kind of moving the bodies, Renee offloading the coffins, she's sort of undone the latch on the pickup and is kind of urging, saying, we need to contact Nathaniel. Get Nathaniel.
Before then, and while I do that, I'm going to see if Kaida is reverting. I'm just going to casually give her the jacket and cover her as well, and just, you could let Nathaniel know that it is a success, but we need to move. We need to move the vehicles, and I know a place.
And for you, Dom, Renee looks to you and says, we can take the truck now, my lord.
Well, let's get going. I'm not sure what's going on here. Are these not new acolytes, or what's going on?
These are the companions I told you about. The Coterie that was looking into the prince.
Oh, okay. So they're not up to
Right.
speed with what's happening right now.
Friday does
They-
frog flings. My lord?
They lay claim to the coffins themselves as well.
Oh, okay. I thought we was working together in all this. Did you call me?
We technically are. There are logistics to be hashed out. Actually, if you aren't going to take a vehicle and drive through, why don't you sit with me? We'll have a little conversation as we get rid of this, whatever Renee opened up here.
Are you
Yeah.
speaking to Dom?
Yes.
Dom, you can see. I'll ask for wits and awareness from everybody else, but Dom, this will be very clear to you. But everyone else, give me wits and awareness real quick before I over narrate.
4 successes from Kaida.
2.
1 success.
So Friday 1, Lola 1, Kaida 2,
No.
Nope.
Remy 2, Kaida 4. Excellent. Kaida, you are the only one of your coterie that sees this. Dom, this is very clear to you. This is a common occurrence with your followers. Renee doesn't care for you taking or you even hearing orders from other kindred. And you can see the grip tighten on the one remaining sword. There's irritation. And that's what you see, Kaida. Dom, you know that speak the words, and Renee is no longer an ally to these people.
Respectfully, it is simply a matter of Masquerade being upheld. We can have further talks about whatever it is that apparently we are not up to speed on. But I think cleaning up our messes should be first point of order. Wouldn't you agree?
Of course. Masquerade always needs to be kept. I'll take you up on your offer. Remy, right?
I'll nod and bow and open the passenger side door. Just after you then.
Renee,
Where would you have me?
make sure you don't lose sight of these coffins.
Understood. And then, as Renee continues to load them up on the pickup truck, she goes to, or rather, they go to Bianca, and there's a brief interaction where Bianca demands to have Nathaniel involved, and Renee simply takes her hand and forces the keys out of her hand and walks to the driver's seat.
And I will look over to my coterie and just... Can we take care of the vehicles then?
Lola had crouched down and kind of grasped Friday's shoulders to kind of help her up from the body. And took her out of the U-Haul. Can you drive?
He's gonna look at her bloodied hands, back up at Lola. Whatever weirdo LARP shit is going over there with the my lording this. Yeah, I'm good. We should hit the road. Like now. Yeah.
I would like to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Bianca keeps mentioning getting Nate. I imagine that her body language is reading very much as frantic. Is that correct, storyteller?
Oh yes, Bianca's not experienced this level of carnage ever.
There is a desire to speak to Lola and see what she wants to do about this, but there really isn't time. And so I think she is going to grab Bianca by the back of the neck and says, "You're going to ride with me." And she's going to put her into the vehicle that Renee is in and slide in after.
Give me manipulation intimidation.
Okay. It is going to be 4 successes on a crit.
Sounds like
One
a
of those
small
crit is I see. Okay.
And she wrenches away from you and goes to stand by Lola. No.
The smile from Kaida is lethal. It is predatory. And she just shares a silent look with Lola. And she just briefly touches her neck, gesturing at the collar necklace that Lola wears as a gift, almost as a reminder. And then we'll get in with Renee.
Does Friday know that look? Is that look familiar to Friday, perchance?
Perchance. Perchance.
Mayhaps?
It is a look. Mayhaps.
I think a wit's insight from Friday is extremely warranted because Friday knows Kaida's secret.
Friday knows Kaida's secret, and Friday's also autistic. My insight is ass.
Kaida, go ahead and if you'd like to combat this against Friday's insight, you can go ahead and make me a wit subterfuge.
No.
Okay. Then in that case, perfect. Yeah, Friday. That's almost like a permission. It's almost like an encouragement.
Okay, so she's not sitting in. She's gonna sit up in the passenger seat. She is going to. I think this breaks her of her reverie of that. Just, I killed a man. I killed a man. I killed a man. To Lola's going to kill this woman if I don't make sure. I love them both, but this is just blood begetting blood. And Freddy's going to, eerily calmly, hello, you mind sitting up in the passenger seat with me? If I need someone to navigate.
There are 2 cars, right? So we
I'm
need
gonna
2
yeah, I'm gonna
drivers.
break through as soon as you say that and just no, you're gonna have to be in a separate car. There are 2 other vehicles.
Oh. I think before she accepts this reality, before the sinking of, oh no, she's gonna eat her, she just looks at Kaida as if she could do something about it. Big pleading frog eyes.
So as
Like-
you all pile into vehicles, and make sure I've got this correct, Kaida and Renee in the truck. Remy, you're in the U-Haul, correct?
Yes,
Anybody riding with Remy?
Dominic.
Dom. The 2 Corollas, Lola and Bianca in one, and then Friday in the last. That takes care of all the vehicles.
And to take care of the giant gaping hole in the U-Haul, I would like to make another rouse check for Fata Morgana again. And my logic is, if you see the U-Haul, you see the driver, and as long as anybody sees me, the U-Haul is intact. So it's just a visual. It doesn't have to be auditory or anything. It's just a visual hallucination. This difficulty is going to be at 2. Just 1 plus visual.
Understood. Yes, to enact Fata Morgana, it's gonna be a relatively low difficulty. I will warn you, this is a risky maneuver. You're relying on everyone that sees the U-Haul to check the driver. Just as a forewarning.
Okay. Well, I mean, this is also Scottsdale, so regardless, I'm not gonna be driving through the freaking the revelry and the festivities. I'm taking side streets, knowing exactly where I'm going.
Taking to
Because this is my
Scottsdale, but
city.
yeah, I fuck with it.
The last thing Kaida does as Friday is looking at her with her big eyes. She's sitting with her face facing, the main windshield, but 2 eyes sprout out of her, just appear on her arm, and one of them winks at Friday, and then they both vanish.
So, you all
So that's 5
leave.
successes.
5 successes, Remy. Wish I could say I'd let you know if anything goes wrong. That would be telling.
I'm
5
going
successes,
to.
though, you know that your Fata Morgana is incredibly effective.
I'm just going to go and speak into the earpiece again. Just follow the U-Haul, loop the camera feeds, and we'll be fine.
Can you hear the earpiece say, "You got it. We're gonna keep an eye on you. All right? Be safe. Packages are secure, correct?"
Yes.
Perfect. We've lost contact, Nathaniel. We'll see what goes on next. All right, we'll get you some safe space.
All right. I'm gonna start taking small streets, trying to avoid people as I drive through.
You do this, and you drive. And Remy, Scottsdale's your backyard. You can simply make your way toward a safe neighborhood. There are many neighborhoods in the Phoenix metropolitan area that are under construction, sort of being built up. New housing developments and sort of the cookie cutter houses on cul-de-sacs and shit like that. You can make your way to a safe space, a safer place in that region, in that sort of area, if you so choose. I will ask if there's any conversation. We'll go basically car by car, and see what goes on in the interim, very briefly before we get to our location. Remy and Dom, leading the charge. Any conversation between the 2 of you?
Yes, I will. As I'm driving, I'll just So I assume with the power dynamic that you were the patron that Renee was talking about the entire time.
The patron. Hmm. Patron as their god or patron as their sponsor?
The former does sound a little bit more appeasing.
I suppose, yes, I am.
Then, I think I was going to thank you for your assistance, but I assumed that it was us that was assisting you.
That's a correct assumption. This is a great operation.
Then, if I may be so bold, what were you looking for in those boxes?
Well, I guess we'll find out when we open them. But until then, I like to be surprised.
Surprises are fun. And I'll just kind of lean into my seat and just... So, do they often do that? Renee, just carve out holes in the sides of U-Hauls and whatnot?
Are you talking about the Mithraeum? Or
No,
what
specifically
exactly?
them. Just Renee.
Just Renee. Well, Renee is ambitious. So, their tactics, I'll be honest, this could have been done well more efficient than what it was. But the results is what matters. So,
Indeed. Just didn't want to have anything else jeopardized, but it seems that we have mostly everything in working order.
yeah. Let me ask you, what's your interest in these? If you're not here, if you're not here to support my cause, then why exactly are you here?
To be honest, I'm specifically here because others want the box. And I want to get on their good side. And I suppose if you want the box, that means I want to get on your good side.
Well, I would recommend when time comes to choose which side you want to be on the good side of, you choose correctly.
I don't think that we'll have a lot of opposing opinions. As long as, of course, your conquest leads you out of the city. Of course, you're always welcome here.
Well, I'm not seeking to conquest this city. But I'll be transparent and say I am seeking a home.
Oh, we can see what we can do about that then.
It's interesting, Dom. You remember. You've dealt with princes before. You've dealt with the demands of be careful in my city. You've dealt with the warnings, the politics. Hell, you were yourself not too long ago, a prince yourself. This man speaks like a prince. How you feel about that is up to you. But we cast our eyes away from this vehicle into the next. With Kaida and Renee. Is there any conversation?
I think There is a moment, or several moments of silence, before Kaida speaks up and says, "Your lord, is this the person you were speaking of before?"
This is Lord Mithras. This is Dominic Tolik, the ghost, the heir, the sun god, the bull god, the god of war.
As she says that, does the name Dominic itself, does that ring any bells for me? As far as, like, I live in Phoenix, have I heard whispers of this person before?
I'm in a very interesting situation where I can firmly say no. Dominic has made it so that they are heard of by a select group of individuals. Has covered his tracks very, very well.
Does Dominic know forgive me, does Lord Dominic know of the situation in this city with Prince Montalvo?
He is aware that the prince is rumored to have ties to Sabat. Beseech him and he may grant you a boon. He will
Does
ask for
he
something
know?
in exchange.
Naturally. Does he know what Nathaniel plans to do with these boxes?
It was never my intention to let Nathaniel keep these.
I thought so. It's interesting. And she kind of like touches the earpiece that she does not have sort of like the mic switched on to right now, so their conversation can't be heard. But she says, "It's interesting. I can't seem to find Nathaniel. Was that your doing?"
I was with you the entire time, Kaida. Nathaniel is preoccupied, I imagine. Likely trying to find where we went. It's most likely why Bianca wanted to include him as soon as possible. He knows I don't plan to let him have these crates. I made it clear to him I never lied. Because he doesn't need them. The word that the transport has been attacked. The missing boxes themselves. It's all the anarchs in the city need to lure out Montalvo. The contents of the boxes belong to Mithras.
I am not in disagreement. You see, I am not so interested in these boxes. You will see no fight from me. I doubt you will see fight from my coterie. But I wonder, since you are so honest with Nathaniel, your intentions, if perhaps he is creating a trap. Do you understand what I mean?
They smile. Let them come. God walks among them now.
I was hoping you'd say that. And she just settles into her seat.
We pan our vision away from this car over to Lola and Bianca. Is there any conversation, Lola? I believe you are driving, correct?
Yes, Lola's driving. Are we I do have a point of order question. Are we driving, like, are we all following the U-Haul? Or do we look like we're a convoy, or are we kind of taking
I
to follow each other?
My assumption was you guys just drive over to. I just needed to take care of the U-Haul.
Yeah.
So you guys need to be able to just get rid of the cars with where the anarchs are, essentially. But we also need to. I mean, there might be tracking on the vehicles.
Mhm.
So I think those are the things that we haven't didn't have really a lot of time to explain. So yeah, it's fully up to everybody else. But my intention is to clean up all 3 cars and have them disappear before we even reach the anarchs. But the truck itself with the crates will probably be going straight back to the anarchs.
Sick. So Lola, knowing she has to get rid of this car. Hey, can you look at that? And I'm gonna gesture at the iPad or the tablet.
And Bianca does. Taps through. There are 9 almost like readouts that are blank now.
Do you know if it's tracking? Can you tell?
It's not connected to any GPS or anything like that.
Good. We're gonna get rid of this car. I know a place. I don't want to bring it back to the main stomping grounds. So just feel around, make sure it's not bugged.
Yeah. I'll take a check. I'll check.
And I'm actually. Did she find anything?
No.
I'm gonna make a massive gamble. And I'm gonna punch in the GPS for Weaver's Needle.
You do this.
And I'm just going to say you looked surprised that it went the way it did. What did you think was gonna happen?
I didn't know she could do that, and I didn't know that. I haven't been like this for long.
How long?
Maybe a year.
When you met Nathaniel?
6 months ago, I was laying low when Talvo doesn't want Duskborn in the city. So I been just on my own.
And he took you in and said he was going to take care of you, right? Storyteller. I've engaged in a conversation with her. Let me know. Can you let me know when we get close to Weaver's Needle at this point?
Pretty far out from Weaver's Needle.
Okay, well, when we get closer, whenever that is, I'd like to activate Dementation. Just to let you know.
Noted.
No, but she continues with, yeah, that sounds familiar. And then what, he'd disappear every so often, kind of go ghost for a little bit, and then text you back saying he was out hunting, out with the others.
His work, everything he's trying to do takes a lot, so I get it.
Yeah, no, of course. It's a convenient excuse to be busy when you're trying to be big bad Baron of Phoenix.
She nods.
Can I? Well, actually, before I ask, do you know where he went? You said you couldn't get a hold of him.
No, I don't know where he went.
Kind of leading this operation is a little strange.
Everything kind of went belly up. So I imagine he's probably back at the safe house. We'll probably see him when we get there.
Can I insight her?
What's inside? What are you looking for?
Can I see if she is, if she still believes him, if she genuinely believes that he'll be there, and that, his disappearing every other night, like I said, is his work, as he said.
Yeah.
3 successes.
3 successes. Yeah. She believes every word.
And I'll just fall silent as we keep driving.
Understood. Camera pans to you, Friday. You have no one to talk to. But you're behind Lola and Bianca. Keeping an eye?
Absolutely.
So, when Lola tears off and begins to, unbeknownst to you, head off in the direction of Weaver's Needle, do you follow? Or do you stay with the truck?
It's been at least a decade, a little over a decade, since Fridays felt nauseous. I imagine for Kindred it feels different, but she feels sick. She stays on the road and focuses. This isn't the flock. Things are different here. Things are different with the Camarilla. This isn't the flock. She just repeats that mantra as she's reminded of stories of the words of the Tremere, who would backstab each other, whose pyramid collapsed, who are the reason that Friday's flock exists, the reason why they had to hide in a muddy, filthy cave. And her best friends, first flock she's found in a hot minute, are turning into them. It's all she can do to just focus on the road. As quite frankly, she spirals into her anxieties. She has no idea what Lola's going to do. And she doesn't like it.
Do you stick with Lola? And eventually, those 2 cars go off in a different direction than the truck and the U-Haul. Time passes. Travel is made. Remy, your intention is to dump the U-Haul.
I would say if it is possible for me to have some sort of safe house that's closer to my haven, that has another vehicle that I can put this truck away.
Easily
if it is
done. You're a
possible with my
proprietor of
resources.
many businesses.
And I will do so, and once again with just kind of parking it in that area and mentioning with my earpiece, or like kind of like head on my earpiece and just, all right, what do you think? The truck's being tracked, correct?
Gotta be.
Is there anything you can do on your end to find the tracker? Or is it has to be physical?
It has to be physical. Dump the U-Haul, get back here, we'll crack those fucking things open and see what we're dealing with.
Perfect. With that, I think this is gonna be kind of the area that I'm dumping it in is basically like a construction site still, and I'm just gonna leave it in the construction site for now, and with another vehicle, once again, opening the passenger seat first for Dominic, and the door, and just go, let's reconvene with the crates that you covet so much.
I'll follow your lead.
It's not my lead, it's easier if we all work together.
Of course.
And I'll just nod.
The time that it takes Kaida and Renee and Dominic and Remy to drop off this U-Haul, and then make their way back to the Anarch safe haven, just beside the Phoenix Trotting Park. Lola, Friday, Bianca drive in the direction of Weaver's Needle, the exact opposite direction. Lola, you're getting closer to Weaver's Needle if you would like to activate dementation.
How's traffic tonight? Headed to Weaver's Needle.
Not terrible. It is Halloween. Technically speaking, Halloween has passed. Tonight is Dia de Muertos.
I'm gonna shoot a quick text to Friday to the group chat. And I'm going to say, I'm essentially just going to say, let's not go in the same direction, don't want to get tracked, dumping the car.
Friday just sends off K, and you see her car veer off away from you. But you do see the glimmer of two very sad big eyes as she does so.
I will heart it. I'll pick after I send that message off, focus back on the road fully. And just say, I really tried. I tried to, tell you what was going on, my experience. And I get the feeling you need to be shown. And I'd like to activate dementation.
It's your manipulation plus your dominate versus the victim's composure and intelligence.
I will rouse. I do not trigger hunger here. 6 successes.
1 success.
So, with dementation, it essentially begins to cause superficial willpower damage as the victim's psyche begins to be attacked in subtle ways. This can be shown through paranoia, anxiety, things of that nature.
What is the intention, Lola? Compulsion are you going to trigger?
I would like to trigger a fitting delusion.
What is the delusion?
I want her to essentially start to feel the effects of, wait, what if there's truth to this? What if I'm wrong? What if it's all a lie?
She starts to scratch at her hands, at her fingers. As you drive, stop the car.
Is this feeling familiar?
Let me out.
Just tell me.
Let me out of the car.
You felt this before. With him?
She screams. Let me out.
I can't. There's no hope for you. And I will start to drive faster. And engage. And make sure the car is locked. And can I ready? Well, no, I'm driving. That's fine. I'll just keep driving.
Give me a drive check.
Oh, 3 successes.
How fast are you going, Lola?
I'm pushing 80, trying to get to Ida's Haven.
Ida's Haven is up a dirt trail you'd have to hike. Getting there, you eventually have to get off asphalt roads. You're taking back roads. Pushing 80 with 3 successes on your drive. Lola, you're going to crash. It's a spectacular wreck. I'm going to make a roll. The airbags engage. You're going to take 1 superficial damage from the impact. It's a sudden stop. It's strange how quiet everything becomes. The hiss, the engine. You're a full kindred. You can get out. You can walk this off. Bianca is Duskborn. Bianca's incredibly injured and bleeding. What happens next, Lola?
Lola will get out of the car and walk to the passenger side and open it. And I will essentially lift Bianca out as best as I can and cradle her.
You do this. She's in shock, along with dementation. She's not forming full sentences. She's speaking regular words. She's babbling, though. Nothing makes sense. In the midst of this babbling, though, she asks for your blood so that she can be healed.
There's no hope for you. We'll just go back again and again. I'll stop the cycle.
And I will bite into her neck.
Do you take everything?
I do.
I'll get back to you very shortly. Friday, you veered off. But you still have your wings, so I have to know your intention.
Friday is leaving this car in one of the gullies that you find in the Sonoran Desert. Created by wind, worn by hundreds of years of distinct wind patterns. And she's once more going to take off into the night sky. But instead of that liberating feeling, that happy birthday, Friday is horrified at herself, at her coterie. She doesn't know. It was supposed to be better than this. All of this was supposed to be something good. This was supposed to be a family. We're supposed to be a flock. And I think she is more so screaming to herself above the cloud line before she reaches the edge of Phoenix and realizes she doesn't have anything to wear before she heads inside. She didn't clean herself from the fight. She's gonna have to find a building to hide in for the night. God, she doesn't deserve to sleep in the Renaissance. The prince gave that to her, and she didn't realize anything about him either. And she's in the middle of a panic attack. The beast, I imagine, is at the helm.
Understood. Before we cast our eyes over to Dominic and Remy, Lola, I need you to make a strength and resolve test, please.
6 on a crit.
A few things happen right off the bat. You are going to lose 1 point of humanity, and then you're going to roll your humanity and your own blood potency.
5.
You drain her. Whatever spark animates Kindred leaves. And it's gone. The cycle is broken. Bianca is gone. The results of your diablerie detailed very soon. But our eyes find Dominic and Remy arriving at the Phoenix Trotting Park, along with Kaida and Renee close in tow. Again, you need to hop out of the vehicles here. Dominic, it's a demolished, flat piece of ground. There are still rubble and everything scraped together in piles of concrete. There's a door that leads down below underground, likely what was a service connection to what was once a pipe dream of a racetrack for Phoenix. One of the anarchs greets you as you move up to the door.
At the very end, am I able to add just right before we park? I will just finish like our conversation with a, the current prince right now mentions everything about not wanting any cultists in his city. But if there is any change to that, I'll be the first to let you know. That is, if you still seek a home by then.
I'm sure that change will happen regardless. But I do appreciate it.
And then that's when I park the car.
And Julian greets you as you park. Hey, gang. Good work out there.
A little messy. I'd say
Who's
a little
this?
bit more messy than I'd expected. I'll have Renee help introduce.
Kaida, Renee, you may step out of the... Well, Kaida, you can step out of the car. Renee is going to as well and stand by, waiting for instruction by the bed of the truck.
Ida is going to walk out. She has herself covered by the jacket that Remy offered. And she essentially like glides over and stands by his side.
And yeah, I will basically, if Dom is out of the car, I'll just kind of gesture and just be like, after you.
Would be out of the car. Just following lead.
Julian, do you
Good.
happen to know where Nathaniel is?
Oh, he killed comms during your little kerfuffle.
So he's not inside, is he?
No. I'm not sure where exactly he's at, but I think we have more pressing matters, no?
That would be the would-be prince, right?
Kind of. Nathaniel's got his eyes on Baron Hood. Got his eyes on returning Anarch
Okay.
Phoenix. And before you, Dominic, is a young gentleman, thin, wearing a blue t-shirt and real tight jeans. He looks to be of maybe Malaysian descent, and just has a big grin on his face. I don't know
Anarch
about you
Phoenix.
all. Yeah, Anarch Phoenix. Any interest?
Oh, no. I'm good. This whole back and forth with Camarilla, Anarch, Sabat, it's a little overwhelming.
No, I hear
Indeed.
that. Well, after all this time, you guys don't want to crack them open?
Well, I guess if Renee, please tell me something. Yeah, anything. Is there someone I need to talk to? Remy, are you the person here? Because I feel like you're the person, but who was it? Nicholas?
Oh, no. Nathaniel, but I'm technically
Nathaniel.
just a
Okay.
bystander here for now. The crate is yours. You should open it however you want.
Julian's smile widens.
There's a moment where Kaida's like watching this whole interaction. Why don't we bring these boxes inside? Everyone has worked so hard to make this go as best as it could. They should see the fruits of their labors. Don't
The
you agree?
anticipation is killing me. Let's get him offloaded then. And he starts to move toward the pickup truck. And Renee raises an eyebrow and sort of watches him move.
What time? How much time do we have until sun?
You guys have about 5 hours.
Oh, okay.
It's not terribly late.
Okay. Well, no, that's fine. We'll pop them open here. And yeah, if they're what I want, we'll go ahead and leave. If not, you all could keep whatever is in there.
Sounds good.
Renee, if you wouldn't mind helping whoever that is.
And Renee gives a sort of nod, almost a bow, and moves to the pickup truck. Then you see together Julian and Renee pry off chains, opening up the crates. Within the crates themselves, there are 2 sleek steel coffins. Smooth, almost so much so that you can't even really see the seam where the lid and the body meet. Then Julian on the left, Renee on the right. They lift them and they set them onto the dirt. You can see Julian on 3, and Renee just rolls their eyes. But Julian counts nonetheless, and the coffins open. On the left, there is a shriveled corpse. Burned, scarred, and wearing a ragged red suit. Dominic, you recognize this man. He is contorted, as if he had been gripping somebody or something. You can tell by his age, the stake in his heart was the only thing keeping him in place. Removing it, perhaps he would still be in torpor. But he's incredibly injured. The hair is thin and burned. Anger in his eyes. The fangs descended and elongated. A withered corpse. The would-be Archbishop of Mexico City, Victor Belche. On the right, however, Renee opens the coffin. Another corpse. Also withered. Pale, almost. Skin not quite as aged. Not in a visage of hate, but one of acceptance of their fate. Similar to what you saw earlier, Dominic, a being with shriveled wings, a gargoyle. And have you recognized this creature? And that is where we're going to close tonight's episode, Bloom in Blood. Thank you all for being here. We'll go around one more time, let everyone know who you are, who you've played, where they can find you. Let's begin in reverse order. Dominic, be kindly.
Yeah, my name is Edge the Nomad, Edge Survival on different platforms. Today I played Dominic Tolik, the bull god himself, Mithras re-embodied.
You sure did, hell yeah. Going in reverse order, thank you so much for being here. It's always a pleasure to have Dawn back at the table. But going in reverse order, down over to Remy.
Hello, this is Astrus VTuber, or Aster, and I have been Remy, who, incidentally, I feel like nobody actually really saw him do anything, which is amazing. I just kind of came over, rolled up, and just said, hey, we gotta get rid of everything, and commandeered the scene without actually fighting. At least that's what it seems like. So that's fun. Anyways, yeah, that's me.
Thank you so much for being here. Showed up with a bloodied hand and with just stains and just wiped away blood on your hand, and then was like, hey, we need to get rid of a body. Several bodies and several cars. Excellent. Lola, if you would kindly.
Well, hi. I'm Luna, or Druid by Night. You can find me at Druid by Night on most social media platforms, including on Twitch where I stream. And tonight I have had the pleasure of being Lola Torres, Malkavian, who is... yeah, I can't think of anything. Take care of yourselves.
It's a rough time. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for playing. We'll move over up to our top, Kaida.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dorissa Rave. You can find me all over the internet as such. And tonight I played Kaida Arden, the Samitsi who is very proud of her daughter.
Wild dog. Excellent. And then over to our top left, our last but certainly not least, Friday.
Hey, Ramos, I'm gonna kill you with a gun. Watch out. I'm Abby. I'm your local Dinan nerd. You can catch me most places on the internet at Nuff of Abby, but I'm not getting my heart crushed a billion times by these amazing folks. You can catch me on channels like The Hype Goblin, where I'm also playing a winged creature who has many gay thoughts. But for now, check out these people's work. It's really amazing. Seriously. Hagodne.
Indeed. And I have been your storyteller, tonight's Chronicle, Gilbert Ramos, aka at Ramos the Nomad, CEO and founder of Rolling Nomads, and we fucking opened them, gang. I've been waiting for this reveal for a hot minute. Hell yeah, dog. We got so much shit left to do. And only 2 episodes left.
That gargoyle?
Yeah, dog. Hell yeah. I'm very excited to see the penultimate and the finale of this and what happens with the rest of Bloom and Blood. But we'll catch you guys next time for the rest of it. Same time, same place, same kindred. We'll see you then.